or not good morning. Lord help us. Good evening. Welcome to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. I am Mrs. Best. Apparently, I don't know what time it is, but we are here to go over Love and Hip Hop Miami. This is season 7, episode 13, titled Mommy Said to Knock You Out. Please excuse the background noise. My husband should be gone shortly. But in the meantime, we're going to encourage everybody who is tapping in to see the links in the description of this video. There are links to other great creators, as well as James from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. He does work nights. I work during the day. I also go to school full time in addition to doing YouTube, as well as some other side hustles and stuff that I'm working on. So I will do my best to get reviews out with James, but I'm probably going to be doing a lot of individual content going forward, but that's okay. That's why I have my own YouTube channel. But we are going to get into this episode. This is the return of Love and Hip Hop Miami. It has been gone for a little while. I would say about maybe like a couple of months this show has been gone. I didn't know if Love and Hip Hop Miami was going to come back, but it is back. Here we are. Welcome in to everybody who is watching now. If you are a part of the replay gang, I welcome you to the channel. We have a lot of content we'll be getting out. I am also considering covering the Netflix show Age of Attraction. Josiah, I need you to move out of my frame. But there'll also be a live on Saturday on the Watch Your Best Friends channel. And then I'll be on James's channel this weekend as well to go over Bell Collective, Birmingham, and No Shade, all them crappy own shows. But we are going to get into this episode. We leave off with Rada meeting up with Michael Blackson's side chick. Here's my thing. It seems to me like two stupid broads arguing over a man that looks like he should have never been made. So that's how I kind of view the two. But Rada's finally coming face to face with Nadia. Rada is unaware at this point that Nadia has moved to Miami and has no intention of leaving Miami. So they get to talking, and Rada kind of came into the meeting with Nadia with a nasty attitude. She came into the meeting like she didn't really want to talk about nothing, like she just wanted to kind of mark her territory and let her know, like, stay away from my man. But I'm not trying to be messy, y'all, but can Rada really, like, if you're in an open relationship or a relationship that allows you to cheat a couple times a month, like, can you like mark your territory and be like, stay away from my man when you've literally given your man permission to play with other women? Like, that's the hypocrisy in it. And I don't know if Rada thought that having a baby would make her more important, but I did agree with Nadia here, even though Nadia is equally delusional. But Nadia had a point. Why are you more upset with Nadia than you are with Michael? But I think what it is, if I'm being honest and giving my opinion, y'all, I feel like Rada is upset at Nadia because she cannot be upset at Michael because she knows that she can't change what Michael's doing. I think that Rada knows she can yell, she can scream, she can stomp, she can do whatever she wants to do, but it's not going to make a man that's been allowed to cheat for years stop cheating. It's just not. So things went straight to hell because Nadia says to Rada that she doesn't understand the anger. As she reminds Rada, she says, you was a side bitch as well. She told her you was a groupie that ended up getting with him. She commented to Rada about how Rada's kids do not live with her and she don't ever be around her kids. And then she took it a step further by saying that she said to Rada that Michael intentionally got Nadia pregnant because when Rada and Michael were trying to have a baby, Rada was not able to get pregnant. She was having fertility issues. So because of this, for whatever reason, Nadia said, that's why we had a baby. This is where Rada loses her mind, which I can understand. But I'm looking at both of them and I'm like, normally we could be like, oh, Nadia, you ate, but you did it. So basically your dumbass was willing to be the chick that got pregnant for him because the chick he wanted to get pregnant wasn't available. This man don't give any craps about Nadia. And Nadia is over here fighting for Rada's position. But to have Rada's position, means that you'll never have this man to yourself. So I look at Rada and Nadia like they're dumb. I also feel like I don't have children, but I think it's kind of messed up to say to somebody like, I have my baby because you couldn't have yours. Like, let's not be throwing fertility jabs at each other, especially over men that we're pregnant by, that we're not married to, engaged to, have nothing from. Like, they're both losing as it relates to Michael Blackson. The only one who's somewhat getting something out of it is Rada. She's gotten on a show. She's gotten some extra fame. She's got some brand deals, and she at least can have access to the money because that was the main chick. Nadia just looked a little dumb. But Rada threw a drink in Nadia's face, and they don't get along too well. It was interesting because she threw that drink in Nadia's face, but Nadia just kind of laughed and didn't like fight back, which I understand because it's like, why try to fight somebody if you know the security is going to break y'all up? But when Rada leaves the table, we see her call Michael, and child, she called Michael, demanded answers, and I'm like, I never understand women who deal with cheaters. Like, why are you demanding answers? You just got your answers from Nadia. She told you she's still sleeping with him. She sat on it last night. She knows all of your business because that man is pillow talking to Nadia, complaining about Rada, and she called you a hoe. Whew. Your problem, Rada, is with Michael. Your problem is not with Nadia. Nadia makes herself the problem, but I really don't see the point in these two women meeting up. I just don't. I just really don't. I do believe that Rada was probably some sort of a groupie, but I think this is just an example and reminder to us all not to say to somebody that they can go and have a hall pass every month. Like, why are we giving out hall passes? This is how they end. This is literally how they end. But let me know how y'all feel about Rada. I kind of feel like she just should let it go. Like, at this point, Rada, you need to either leave Michael or you need to stay with him and stop complaining about the women that he fucks on. Because if you were to come up to Nadia and be like, I know what he's doing with you, I don't care as long as he don't do it in my house, then Nadia has no argument and she won't know what to do and she'll probably go crazy. But Rada snapping on her, throwing the drink on her face, like, you let the bitch know that you bothered. And Mrs. Best is all for not letting the bitch know that you bothered. I'm just saying. Like, it's just me. But we're going to get into the next scene, which is Trina and her husband, who I am very proud to know understands the entire 26-letter alphabet. Look at God. Swerve is an artist. He's not a bad artist. I am not going to talk about Trina's husband's music, and I'm not going to say that his music was bad. What I heard him performing on the show in that recording studio, wherever the hell they was, that music did not sound bad. He's using a little bit too much auto-tune before a song like that. I can understand it. So his music was not bad, but it did not stand out from anybody's music that's out today. Swerve's music sounds like every independent artist music that learned how to use auto-tune and got them a good engineer. That's what his music sounds like. But don't judge me, thugs. I was watching this scene with Swerve when he smiled, and I was like, he's got some interesting teeth. He's got gums that are super short and very light-skinned, pink-like, but then his teeth look like they may not be his teeth. His teeth, they kind of look like dentures. I don't know what's going on with that, but if Trina likes it, then I love it. But Trina is trying to force Swerve's music on us, and this I do not like. Trina, you have not given a shit on this show for 7 seasons. She hasn't given us anything. Now, I will give Trina grace for the season before she lost her mom, the season she lost her mom, and the season after she lost her mom. Because I feel like that's the time that changes people and you got to navigate it. But Trina has bored us on Love and Hip Hop Miami, and I've kind of been annoyed with how everybody who comes on the show feels like they have to kiss her ass. She is a legend, but I feel like Trina hasn't really told us shit about her life, and now she's trying to force this husband on us, and I don't like it. Because just because this man is married to you does not mean he should get the green light and the ticket to be respected. There's a lot of other artists out there that are working hard. And I know Trina does support a lot of independent artists. She's known for that, but I don't care to see Swerve. But she tells us she's considering reaching out to her old manager, Julian. Julian is the manager who screwed her over out of $300,000. It was years and years ago. He was with Trina for all of her albums, was her long-term manager. He eventually left managing Trina because of the money discrepancies, and then he started to manage Amara. But then he also was on some bullshit with Amara while managing her. So I don't know if Julian's managing people no more. But Trina wants to meet up with Julian because he's gotten into the movie industry as it relates to production. And Trina wants to get into that industry. It sounds like she wants to find stuff to do outside of music, which a lot of people do. And I think that is actually smart of her to do. I've seen Trina act in a few things. I don't think acting is for Trina at all, but I do think that she would be able to facilitate something behind the screen to make something come to light. I do give her that. And I also respect Trina for wanting to like start from the bottom, get the advice and learn the appropriate way to do stuff versus using her fame to just immediately skip steps. Because I'm sure Trina could have used a connection to somebody somewhere to get into, you know, the movie and the film industry. I'm sure she could have done that because she's very successful. But let me know if y'all feel like I'm off. I'm not going back to a person who played with my money. If I can't trust you with my money, if I can't trust you around children, like I feel like there's certain things that you do that I just will never like spin the block with. And I feel like if someone fucks over your money as it relates to your career, go find that advice from somebody else, Trina. You're on a freaking reality show. I'm sure one of the many producers could point you in the direction of what it is you're looking for. But if you want to go talk to Julian, girl, go ahead and talk to Julian. I wouldn't recommend talking to Julian, but you know, Trina's going to do what Trina's going to do. And honestly, she's at a point in her career where she can do what she wants to do and will likely be successful regardless. But shout out to everybody who's here watching. I appreciate y'all. I am not calling you out, not asking you to like the video or any of that crazy stuff. Just saying hello, good evening, and I appreciate you for being here. We're going to move forward into my favorite Looney Tune, Gael, aka Heaven, who is not so heaven sent. If you're from the Bay Area, you understand the reference. I'm sorry, LaRussell, do better. But Gael is back. I love me some Gael because Gael is crazy in the best way. She's crazy in the ways that says she doesn't give a damn. She has nothing to lose, and she doesn't care if her mother, her father, her grandfather. She doesn't care who sees her act a fool. Gael is going to always act a fool. But we see her feeding Michael Blackston. And I'm going to say this. I know people feel a way about Gael, but every time I see her make some food, it looked good. Specifically, her rice and peas look really, really good. Her chicken looks really, really good. I would eat Gael's food, and I feel like that's how she traps people. That's how she entraps these men, friends. I feel like people stick with her for the food. I just do. Because we know Flo can't cook. She always getting cheated on. No shade, Flo. It's just the honest to God truth. But she makes Michael some food, and Michael and Gael have not done anything together yet, but they have like this weird energy. Gael wants to be his new side chick because she looks at this man and sees dollar signs. She's talking to Michael about his relationship. He's venting about Rada. And I'm not going to comment on their relationship or the conversation and things that Michael said about Rada. All I'm going to say is he's definitely the type of nigga to pillow talk with Nadia about Rada if he's pillow talking about Rada to Gael. Michael seemed like the type of dude who's not going to go to any men his age to complain about what he has to complain about, because famous or not, they still going to be like, well, pick a bitch, go home and cheat better probably. But he definitely seems to use the women he deals with to pillow talk. And it's like, if you just act right, you wouldn't have to go pillow talk with anybody but your main chick. But he wants to be a 50-year-old man going on 15. Gael then goes a whole nother direction. Gael threw us all the way off, y'all. And this is why I laugh at her and refuse to call her Heaven. She says that she is now a Christian while talking to the man who cheats on his chicks, that she wants to be one of the chicks that he cheats with. She says she's a Christian now. I cannot take Gael saying, you know, I'm a Christian now. And I saw from Joy's sister that there are premonitions people get. And I am having premonitions. I said, but you ain't having no premonitions. Don't play with the Lord like that, Gael. Gael, do not play with God like that. Talk about you having premonitions. Premonitions about what? Like, make it make sense, Gael. I don't understand. And how did Joy's sister teaching you about premonitions suddenly give you the gift within the Holy Spirit to have premonitions? Gael don't even know how it works. She just be saying shit to say shit. I'm convinced. But she is funny and she is entertainment, and that is why she's here and Flo is not. But Gael pretty much says that she had a dream. She also refers to it as a vision. And Gael says that Amara La Negra is under the influence of serpents. I hollered. I had to stop working and actually laugh out loud because, girl, not you heard Shay's Joy tell Shay's mom, you raised a serpent. And now you talking about you had a dream that Amara was surrounded by serpents, but you want us to call you heaven? And you sending us little pieces and reminders of hell? Gael, please go somewhere. Please go away from me with this Apollo. That's how I am towards Gael. I cannot take her seriously. But she feels inclined and called to go find Amara and warn her that she's surrounded by serpents. She also told Michael Blackson that Nadia sounds problematic and he needs to send that bitch back to LA, which, Nadia, you are pretty problematic and batshit crazy. If Gael, aka Miss Heaven Sent, I guess the Lord sent her to sleep with her sister's husband, even agrees that you're doing too much, Nadia, and is saying to ship your ass back to, or ship her ass back to California. I just cannot. I can't take Gael seriously, but she's hella funny. She then wants to kiss Mike and is still trying to get him to sleep with her, but I don't think Michael Blackson would ever let us see him do that on camera. I feel like he would sleep with Gael. I feel like he'd sleep with anything, but he's not going to let us see that. What's poppin'? Watch your mouth reviews. James Jackson. We will be back on his channel on Saturday. Love. I heard that song earlier today, so I had to sing it. But we'll be back on his channel for Bell Collective Birmingham and Bell Collective, the regular one. I think he's doing Love and Marriage Huntsville on Saturday. I haven't had time to ask him, but the link to his channel is in the description of this video. Tap in. Most of his reviews right now are happening between Saturday and the last one happens on Monday. Most of his shows happen on the weekend. He also covers a lot of own Oprah Winfrey Network shows. I know he's adding, I think, Ready to Love or Put a Ring on It. I don't know which one. James is probably sick of me because I done butchered this whole promo, but y'all subscribe. Y'all subscribe. He has a lot of shows that he covers. He's also a moderator here, so he's appreciated. Ugh. Gael, you crazy as hell, though, girl. You are genuinely crazy. Also, big welcome to all of our new subscribers. If you're new to the channel, what's poppin'? Welcome in, Thug Life. Love and light to you. I'm happy to see you. I am 10 away from 800. I am 100 watch time hours away from monetizing. And I'm 200 away from fully monetizing. So I appreciate the support of everybody on this channel, whether you watch, subscribe, or don't. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. James said, thank you for the plug, friend, while I'm at work until I go in. Oh, you're like Josiah. He be showing up to work hella early. I like to show up to work 5 minutes after I'm scheduled to start. I utilize my grace period. And I work from home, but I'm going to digress. After all of this stuff with Gael, we see Michael Blackson go talk to the bitch, or not the bitch, Lord, the hoe, not the hoe. We see him go talk to his side hoe, the main one. That's what Nadia is. I got to address her properly. And Nadia tells Mike that she feels like Mike needs to put Rada in her place. How do you tell him to put her in her place when she was behaving like someone in her place? Only the main chick could come up to the side chick to have a conversation about how they go raise their baby kids together. Only you cannot tell him anything. You're a side chick. That's Nadia's delusional. But Mike asked her why she told Rada that they are still sleeping together. And when Mike asked her this, he said what most fuckboys say. And Mike had the audacity to say, why would you tell Rada about me and you sleeping together? What me and you got going on ain't got nothing to do with her. I said, I know you fucking lying. This is why you get your ring first, because even if your man refuses to acknowledge that it has everything to do with you, and even if your man refuses to become monogamous after you've cheated, if Rada was married to him, she could very well take his ass to court for what he was doing. But because she's not married to him, this is just the cards that she has to deal with. This is her deck. So it's disrespectful of him to say that, but I can't even fully fault Michael for that, because he made it very clear to Rada that he would always want to have other women to fuck on. He made it very clear to Rada when they got together, he needed the hall pass because he would never be monogamous with just one person. So I can understand why he don't have the respect. But I'm looking at Nadia dumb, and I'm like, if that's how he talk about his main chick, what happened if you get Rada spot Nadia, and then you end up in a situation and he's telling somebody else, what we got don't got nothing to do with Nadia. Nadia don't think, she's so focused on getting the man that she's not focused on like making any type of sense, it seems. And it's unfortunate because, you know, she's a pretty girl, but even with dating, she would want to go back to LA because everybody's now going to know you as Michael Blackson's side chick baby mama. You're not going to get respect from niggas. You're not going to get respect from bitches. You're not getting respect from the colorless. You're not getting respect from your mama. You're not getting respect from your child. You just did this to do it. So Mike tells Nadia to take her ass back to LA. And this delusional bitch responds saying, no, I'm staying. And I'm going to move next door to you and Rada. Miami Metro, y'all available? This is not, this is in no way healthy. This is in no way okay. In no way does this make sense. I know people be in some crazy situations as it relates to dating, but this is just like desperation in a way that is hard to watch. But we'll see if Nadia moves next door. I'm like, well, what money? Didn't Mike have to pay for your flight and all this shit out here? And you still fighting for this man who tried to put you in a shack in Fort Lauderdale right next to the military base. He wanted you as far away, but as close as possible as he could get you. So I don't know. Nadia's stupid. I cannot with this storyline. Amara is planning a festival in Miami because in Amara's mind, maybe she thinks that she's as big as Trina and can have a little Trina day, but Amara is planning a festival. There's not much here to discuss. I think it's nice that she's trying to give back to her community, but I want her to do it in a way that doesn't look like she's plagiarizing what she's seen other people in Miami do. You know, like if I was to give back to my community, I would just go to the hood and just give out shit. Like Mr. Fab does in Oakland, come up to this truck, get your stuff, take your number. Like Amara's event, I'm gonna get to that, but I felt like she could have did a lot more for it, and like she might have put it on just for the cameras. That's just my opinion, but I will come back to Amara a little bit later. Now we see Tip, Miami Tip in Hot Topic meetup, and Miami Tip is filling Hot Topic in on her meetup from before the season went on pause when Amara came to her podcast, and Amara acted a fool and revealed that she met with Tip's ex and all this crazy stuff. They don't seem too concerned about Amara. I kind of understand why. The stuff that came out about Amara's baby daddy, from his crimes to his marriage to the alleged payment for him to be her baby daddy and her man on the show, no matter which way you cut it, rumor or no rumor, Amara's decision to have these kids was based on probably her just wanting to have kids. And she was probably another hoe that thought it would keep the man, but it didn't work out. So let Amara be. Like this Tip and Amara beef to me is weird. I don't understand it. It's kind of pointless. I'm over it. But we get to see Zoe Brinks. She looks good. She was just crying on the internet this morning on Facebook and Instagram about how she doesn't like her new face now that she's lost weight. I think Zoe looks great. I think that anybody that loses hundreds of pounds, you're going to feel a little weird. I've lost 60 pounds and I feel like my face look weird too. I don't know what to do with it. I feel like makeup is new. Everything's new again. So I can understand having to like adjust to your new skin. I get that, but I think Zoe looks good. She looks healthy. It sounds like she's going to be back in Miami, not to stay because we know she's still living full time in Houston, but it looks like she's just going to come to Miami for music and stuff. which is a good idea, because don't let nobody run you out of your own city. Even if your own city don't support you, don't let nobody run you out of your city, because most people followers and will support you when they see everybody else doing it anyway. But she says that she is still not good with Ching Diamond, reminds us that Ching Diamond tried to fight her when she told her she don't know who her baby daddy is. But Ching, who's your baby daddy, bitch? Just saying. Ching, just tell us who your man is so you could get back to the music. Because I still stand by my statements. I don't like Ching Diamond and how she moves as a person. I think she put the G in ghetto personally and not in a good way. But I do think she's extremely talented. And if she could learn to evolve from that stupid ass, ignorant ass hood politics and shit, then I think that Ching Diamond can be successful because she's super talented. She just got to stop being so messy and get off the hood politics and tell us who your baby daddy is, girl. Call Maury Povich. Maybe he'll come out of retirement to help you. I don't know. But you got to do something, Ching. We see James Jackson's favorite person added to this show, Boots from Flavor of Love, a.k.a. Larissa. The legendary line from Flavor of Love where she said, the crazy, you want to call me a hoe, bitch, but if I was a hoe, at least I'd be a top dollar hoe. I said, oh, Lord. I will never forget Boots saying that. But Boots comes on the scene. She's looking nice. I'm glad that we're getting more of her, but I'm annoyed that she's still talking about, I've taken Shay's place. Boots, Shay's on the show, but we don't really like Shay like that. Like, we've had to watch Shay and her 75-pound wigs for years and years on television. But, I mean, what did I say on a post earlier about Shay? Hopefully it don't bite me in the ass. Shay been chasing men and having fights over the men that she chases that she cannot keep for over 20 years on TV. She was fighting people over Flavor Flav. She was fighting people over Scrappy. She was fighting people over Pleasure P. She was fighting bitches over Fabo. So, Shay, I can't even get mad at Boots for coming in here because I'm tired of seeing the same shit from Shay and hearing her loud ass mouth. But Boots tells us that she has a boo in Miami, a little bit of work, a little situationship that she deals with. And she says that the boo that she deals with, he has a crazy ass girlfriend. And I'm like, what? You say you got a man, but your man got a girlfriend? Is this like the thing to do? Y'all know that there are billions of people on the planet and that you could find a man that you don't have to share, believe it or not. Like, is this what we doing? I don't understand it. It seems like everyone that prides himself on being a baddie or relevant can't keep a man. And if they got one, they shouldn't be with him because he belonged to somebody else or they're one of many on a roster. I don't understand it. I'm like, there really is pee in the dating pool, but Boots, you're too old for this. Like, I don't think people realize Shay and Larissa were on television 20 plus years ago when they were in their 20s. These are 40-something-year-old women moving the way a 21-year-old with a Zeus subscription will move. Like, do better. Do better. That's all I'm saying. Do better. But I'm curious to see how it will go because we do know, well, James had let us know that Boots is rumored to be dealing with Michael Blackson for years. And so I would assume that the boo she got in Miami is him, especially after seeing the clip for next episode. But I'm just kind of like, Boots, you can do so much better. And you want Michael? I don't understand it, but okay, Boots. Now we get to Amara's special little day. I don't know what to call it. I guess we're calling it Amara Day. I didn't quite understand how to go about that. But essentially, it looked like Amara went to the local park somewhere in Miami and just set up a bunch of booths and tents. Probably somebody got there early and got the, available picnic tables and stuff and put together something. It doesn't even look like she rented out the park or nothing like that. She could have, though. But she had a little community event. She could not tell us what she was doing. Now, at Trina Day, Trina gives away stuff. She puts on performances. She provides games and things for families to do. Amara, I saw some things, but I didn't quite understand the concept of what she was trying to do. But I will always give people their kudos for trying to give back to the community, even if it was rushed for a show or not. But everything was going well at this event for Amara. We had Eliza Rain, the pass around that like to get pregnant through turkey basters, allegedly, as well as Shay, Miss I had a baby by a man that's engaged to women in every state, and Amara, woman who had twins by a man who was married with kids already. I said, look at these hoes hanging out together. My goodness. But everything is going okay until Gael shows up. It's a public event at a public park. Doesn't look like she had an admission fee or any of that. So Gael pops up and everyone gets annoyed with Gael. But Gael pops up and says, Amara, I wanted to tell you that I had a dream. And I believe that you are surrounded by evil and serpents. And I believe that they are making your life difficult and they're going to cause you to fall. And of course, Shay can't shut the fuck up. So Shay's just taunting and talking shit the whole time that Gael is trying to explain that she's around some serpents. And Eliza gets up and looks at her like, what you not gonna do is come up here and tell me that I'm like, Eliza, sit down before you pop an implant, baby. Sit down. Sit down, because I really don't think Eliza can fight. I feel like Eliza's that girl from the hood that just never had to have a fight, and that's okay. But if you're not the type to fight, sit your ass down. You got lots of cushion with that BBL. Sit down, Eliza. Because for anybody to take Gael seriously to where chaos broke out to this extent, you're a joke just as much as Gael, and this is why this shit is in its last season. Who's going to get mad? When I see people that behave like Gael in my regular life, I don't take them seriously. That's why Amara was like, oh, okay. That's how you treat them. You just agree with what they say until they go away. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. But Shay and Eliza go off. Amara's mom, Mami Anna, hears them going off. And then Mami Anna lost her mind. She was talking about she wants to drag the girl by her hair. She was sick of her, felt like she caused a problem. She was calling the girl a dumb bitch. And I'm looking at Mami Anna and I'm like, why are you so bothered by Gael when you've been at plenty of other events and around Amara and the 7 seasons Amara's been on this show where people have done and acted worse than Gael? Gael sat there, but she had 2 people coming at her. Now, Gael should not have brought her ass there. Talk about her name is Heaven and these people are serpents. Of course, that would upset anybody, but I'm just kind of looking at it like, Mami Anna, your anger did not make any type of sense. It just didn't. If that was Shay's mom, I would have understood the anger, but I don't understand it from Mami Anna. I just don't. I just really don't. But all we see is police driving over the grass at the park and security trying to separate people. Gael was taken away. And I was like, Gael didn't even hit nobody and do all of that. She just said what she said. Now, yes, what she said was crazy and she crashed an event, but she didn't do nothing to cause all of that in a reaction. I said, if you could let somebody bother you like that just from showing up, that means Gael got more power than these hoes like to admit. Because why are y'all so bothered by her? Like, she slept with Flo's man. She slept with Shay's man when they were broken up. But, I mean, if your men wasn't hoes, Gael wouldn't be able to get them. Just saying. Lord help us. But the scene was insane. All hell broke loose. Let me know how you guys feel if you're watching our replay. Shout out to our replay game. But let me know how y'all feel about that argument between Gael and them. Because to me, who takes Gael seriously like that for things to go down like that? And Mami Anna about popped the damn vessel. I said, my goodness, my goodness. If you have not already, please consider liking the video. I do appreciate you. The next thing we're going to get into is Trina, Swerve, and Joy meeting with Trina's old manager, Julian. Swerve, let me tell your broke ass something, because that's what you were before you got your bitch. And I'll never respect a man that's only got something because of his bitch. As quiet as it's kept. You want to puff your chest out and swing your dick around at Julian, sir, but you just got here. So as soon as they get in there with Julian, Swerve reminded him, he was like, you know, I ain't know what she got going on before me, but what she got going on while I'm around, it can't be in no chaos or I'm going to get involved. And, you know, I don't like you. You never met him. You've never met this man because you didn't have a fucking connection in Miami. That's why you was stalking Trina at the hot dog truck, according to Hot Topic. I ain't forgot. But you want to sit here and make it seem like you have any control of what he's doing. Like, I just didn't like how Swerve was trying to like puff his chest out. You just got here. Be quiet. Maybe be nice to Julian. Maybe he'll help your song get on the radio and somebody will like it. Like, I just felt like Swerve was interrupting any opportunity for peace, which I didn't like because we didn't even know this Negro could talk for the longest. Now he's talking and he won't be quiet. But, you know, Julian, I like the way Julian handled Swerve because niggas like him are looking for a reaction and the best thing is to not give him one. So Julian was pretty much like, you know, I understand you, her husband, and you care about her, but you got to understand I was around before her. Julian said he was with Trina for every album. He was with Trina for all the stuff, all those years. He is the reason Trina was able to end up on Love and Hip Hop. Julian said, you could puff out your chest all you want, but I'm the reason you on TV. I was here for it because Swerve, who the fuck is you? But Trina or Joy asked him about the $300. She was like, you gonna give that money back? And Julian kind of said to the confessional, he was like, that $300,000 deal had nothing to do with Trina. And he said it would take hours to break it down. Whenever people say that, in my opinion, it means that you've done wrong because it's not really making sense, Julian. It's not making sense. You say that this deal was about her, but years ago when you guys were arguing about it, it sounds like it was connected to her and you were trying to argue that the money was not owed to her or was handled correctly. Now you're saying some other stuff about that deal. Deals can be complicated, but even a 360 deal ain't that complicated, especially for an already established artist. $300,000 that's more than $250,000. Like, I would have a problem if my money disappeared, but I also side-eye Trina, like, you on some other bullshit too, because why would you go talk to this man if there's still a discrepancy around money? But it sounds like because Trina knew Julian for so long that she really wasn't even tripping on the cash like that, because y'all know Trina's money is always going to come in. It sounds more so like Trina was offended because she viewed him as more than a manager and like a friend and extended family. And she did not like that when her mother passed away, who Julian had some type of a relationship with, he did not even offer her condolences. Now, I know some people might be like, okay, Mrs. Best, like some people are uncomfortable and don't know what to do when someone loses a loved one. I am the exact same way. I didn't start losing people I really cared about until COVID, if I'm being honest. And I didn't really know how to deal with it when other people lost people, but I would always say, like, my condolences, send some flowers. I'm here if you need me. Let me know how I can support you. Like, say something. Like, there's no rule book or playbook to how you support someone that's grieving. So I think the best thing you can do is just to let them know and acknowledge that they are grieving. But he didn't even do that. And I do think that that looks shady. $300,000 that should have come to her came up missing and the nigga couldn't offer her condolences. So I get why Trina was upset about that. But Trina did get an apology from Julian. He said, for that, I apologize. And he said that there's no excuse for it. And he really does apologize because he even had a separate relationship and feelings about her mom. And he said that there's no excuse for that. He's trying to apologize and Swerve is interrupting like, and you ain't even apologize. It's like, ding dong, dummy. He's literally just did. And honestly, Swerve, just keep it a bug. Be like, you know what, your apology don't really mean shit, but at least we can move forward without bad energy. Say something like that, Swerve, but don't tell someone that they're not apologizing as they're in the middle of doing it. So after Swerve was interrupting them trying to make peace, Julian apologized again, and everyone agrees to still try and move forward. Julian was like, okay, and he had some movie ideas for Trina. Trina was like, I want to start and maybe get back into acting first and then slowly learn everything else. But it looks like they're going to work together to some capacity. I just don't take Swerve seriously. Like, you can love your husband all you want, Trina. That would be like if Mrs. Best Reviews suddenly starts getting millions of viewers like Mr. Beast or something, and then I suddenly start forcing Oh So Best on everybody. Like, just because you're in a relationship with someone doesn't mean they need to be fully involved in your business. Like, my husband does music I'm not here promoting my husband's music. I'm here promoting myself and my channel, like the video. Just because you're married doesn't mean you need to be attached to business. And I really think Trina is going to have to separate from her husband, because if he's as vocal as he was with Julian in any other business meeting, people ain't going to want to deal with that. You can keep performing. What's poppin', Kiwan? I'm sorry it took so long for me to get to your comment. I appreciate you for being here. You guys subscribe to Kiwan JTV. She covers this show as well as Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, as well as several other shows. And I believe she'll be joining me and James on Saturday to go over the reunion looks for the Housewives of Beverly Hills, which is a show that I do cover on my channel. Tap in, tap in, tap in. While you're at it, hi, Tamika. Welcome in Tamika's Den. Go support her channel. She has a lot of good content. I've been kind of doing deep dives on your channel, and it actually entertained me today at work, Tamika. So thank you to you, because I'm always looking for something to keep me from cursing out my patients while I document. So shout out to all the other YouTubers, because y'all content be helping me. The link to both of their channels is also in the description of this video. My daddy was a Panther, so I'm very like pro-black. Let's support somebody black who has a channel on YouTube. It's free. It's totally free. But y'all, after we get out of that awkward meeting with Trina and Julian, we see Amara talking to her mama, because Mommy Anna legitimately almost busted a vessel, probably went into cardiac arrest. Mommy Anna went through a lot dealing with these people. And Amara talks to her mom, and I was actually surprised that Amara held her mom accountable, because she can't hold herself accountable, but hey, she can hold someone accountable. And she says that she was upset with her mom for how she handled it. She felt like her mom was the last person she expected to fall into Gael's chaos. And I'm glad Amara caught that, because not every person's action warrants your reaction. And maybe Amara is learning that. Shay is a lost cause, but maybe Amara is learning that. But she tells her mom that she feels the situation would not have turned and gotten as turned up and heightened as it did if her mom didn't lose her cool, which I agree with. When one of your OGs, like I have friends I've known for years and years, and I've seen one of my friends' mothers get upset at an event. And I don't know what it is, but when one of the aunties or an OG or an elder gets upset, people get mad, because it's like, why are you raising this person's pressure and all these things? So I kind of felt like she was too hard on her mom. Like, I get it. Mommy Anna did do the most, but Amara's mom has watched Amara deal with a lot in the press because of Amara's choices. Amara's mom has expressed concern for her daughter and her choices as it relates to dating and friendships. I'm never going to knock any mother for going hard for their kid. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not a mom, but if I was a mom and I saw somebody come into my child's event for the community and it caused all these people to go off, I'd be wanting to knock somebody upside the head too. So I feel like Mommy Anna, the social worker in me, is like, pay attention to your health. Somebody go get the cuff and take her BP, but then on the other hand, I'm kind of like, Amara, you don't need to come at your mom about shit that she's only involved with because of your behavior on this show. Like, that's why Amara's mom should not be as involved in the show. But suddenly her mama falls down, or not falls down, but she feels ill. She says she has a headache, and she was like, I have pain in my chest. I said, not a headache and pain in your chest. And she said that she also had not taken her pill, so she's probably on some sort of BP med, like amlodipine or something like that. That is a concern, though. Headaches and chest pain, if you miss taking your BP meds and that happens, that is a concern. So it looks like Amara didn't want it filmed and they shut everything down. I hope that Amara's mother is okay. High blood pressure, hypertension, hypotension, all that stuff. It is no joke, but maybe keep your mom away from the show if having an interaction like that is going to put her into somebody's ambulance. I'm just saying. My mother had a heart attack in her 30s while in very good health. So after her heart attack, we was on her ass. Don't you go around that person. I know you like that friend and she cooked good, but stay away from her. Like, if your parents have a heart attack, don't put them, or have, health issues, don't put them in situations that could stress them out and exacerbate their issues. That's all. That's all I'm saying about it. That's all. Kiwan said, my girl Prophetess Heaven shook the table. She shooketh the table, but she didn't do nothing too bad to where I felt like all of them needed to freak out like that. Y'all know Kiwan loves her some Heaven. Tamika said, I don't watch this show. I do not blame you. I took this show on to cover when my channel was very, very new. Very new. Shout out to my channel. It's our 3-year anniversary this week. But I didn't have content and I was like, I got to keep the YouTube thing going. And then Love and Hip Hop Miami and Basketball Wives came on. And I was like, okay. And they ended up being my highest viewed shows. I'm like, who would have thought? Who would have thought? So that's why I'm here. But I'm glad it's the last season, Tamika, because this show tries my patience and makes my teeth itch. It does. Lord help us. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you to everybody who's watching now and to those who are watching the replay. My channel's still going after 3 years. I appreciate it. And it's all because of the people who subscribe and watch the channel. I appreciate y'all because without y'all, I'd just be here talking to myself, probably on the way to somebody's psych ward, you know? But we see things with her mom. The episode pretty much ends with Michael informing us that Rada moved out. She packed her shit and she said, I'm gone. Good. Keep your ass in Arizona, Rada, please. But he has someone, he's cooking some little sausage that he was burning. And he made some eggs. I couldn't tell if they were scrambled or fried because it just stuck together with no color. Michael, don't cook no more. But we see that Boots is over his house and he has another woman he's dealing with. And that's how we're going to learn that Michael and Boots is sleeping together. Boots, do you have a thing for unattractive dark men? Because there's nothing better than a chocolate man, extra dark chocolate. There's nothing better. But Michael Blackson and Flavor of Love or Flavor Flav, this is not a good lineup, Miss Boots. And I want you to do better. And you know that he has a girlfriend and you do not care and are still dealing with him. Boots, anything you get, you deserve from this moment forward. Because, but maybe Nadia was right because based on the clips from next week, it looks like Boots has been around before Rada. And that Michael start dealing with Rada while dealing with Boots. So maybe everybody's a side chick except for me. And y'all in the chat, maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that's how it was popular now. But I am curious to see what happens next week. Y'all let me know in the comments if you are inclined to comment what you think is going to happen next week with this Michael Blackson and Boots, aka Larissa storyline. Let me know your favorite moments and all of those good things from this episode. We'll be back next week again to go over the next episode. I am not sure if James from Watch Your Mouth Reviews will be here. He did text me earlier today saying next week should be easier. So we will see if he makes it next week. I will have a schedule up for next week for when all the lives and videos would drop on the channel by this weekend. Other than that, y'all, I appreciate everybody. I'm going to head into my next live, which is to go over the colorless cast. That is the Bravo's Valley. Other than that, I hope y'all like the video, consider subscribing, leave a comment, and I will see y'all next week to go over Love and Hip Hop again. Au revoir.